This
All
is
right,
all.
all right, all right. Welcome to Four Football Guys talking football. We are here with one arm tied behind our back with our three official members of our panel. One official member has gone AWOL, and we haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, Kieran McVan. But we're going to start with our members of the Martin team. Apparently, everyone is is all my children, and so we have also Bill Martin, known as the original Bill Martin Jr., and honorary Bill Martin, Justin Ricciardi. Hey, Justin, how are you today?
Great, feeling good. Very honored to be a Martin today. If anyone sees Kieran McVan, he is not a Martin, and that is because he has no commitment to this show. In order to be a Martin, you have to have commitment, dedication, passion, energy, and heart. And he's 0 for 5.
It's all about this show. Everything is about this show, and he's not in. He would rather have games than be involved in the show, not working. Now we're going to go to the.
I just came from a workout too. Kieran has no excuse. I don't want to hear. The world can be ending. There can be a meteor coming. The last thing I want to do before I die is this podcast. And
I
I'm
know
not here. I'm not seeing any of that kind of commitment from him. So
it's
honestly,
dedication.
until he comes back, he is known as the former member of the podcast. That's how I'm going to refer to him as the former member. That's it.
He's like
I
Prince.
think the under of the week is the Kieran under on appearances on the show.
Yeah, we have to have an annual over under for Kieran showing up next year. It's going to be an annual one. So Bill Martin, also Bill Martin, how you doing there, Junior?
Hey, good.
You ready
Ready
to
to
go
talk
this year?
football.
It's a whole new year. Everything's new, including
New
wiping out
year,
all of my
new
losses from
record.
last year.
New year, new record, undefeated this year. Yeah, you're gonna want to see what's going on. I got some great picks today. It's gonna be awesome.
All right, let's move right into it. We're going to start with the Colts and the Texans, the first game that actually matters this weekend. Okay, we got the horse going against the Texans, the Cowboy, and Bill, what do you think about that one? The Colts going to have a
I gotta
shot
tell you, this
at
is
getting in
gonna be
the
a
playoffs?
great game. They do. It's going to be a great game. I think both teams have tremendous weight on this game, and I think Stroud coming back is good. For the Texans.
Is he playing, Justin? Is he playing?
He will be playing.
Yeah,
All
and he
right, Bill's
played
on
great
it.
last game, right? He had a solid first game back. So,
Yeah, he was all right.
I thought JT did well for the Colts. Like 96 yards is pretty solid, and I think Gardner Minshew's. I think he's a player. He's serious. He's here to win. So, I don't know. This is like pick your poison, whichever one you have a personal affinity for. For me, I'm a Colts guy. So I'm gonna go Colts.
Playing at Indianapolis, so the home team. Gotta like that. Justin, what do you think on this? What's the numbers tell you?
All right. So this one's an interesting one. The AFC South is kind of just a mess in general. So just for the people at home, if Indy wins, they are in. Plain and simple. Colts win, they're in the playoffs. The Texans need a little bit of help. The Texans have to win, and they need Jacksonville to lose to Tennessee. So even if the Texans win outright, they still need a little bit of help. If Houston wins and Jacksonville wins, Jacksonville's in over Houston. Yeah, this one's interesting. The Colts have been just like kind of outperforming for the second half of the year. They're not necessarily good at really anything. Gardner Minshew's played all right, but it's pretty odd like how well that they're just staying afloat considering like their season basically was cut in half, right? After Richardson went down in week 4 or 5. You have this dynamic rookie quarterback, and now all of a sudden he's hurt, and your franchise guy is just out. Now you have to adapt your entire offense. Jonathan Taylor's out. You're stuck with Gardner Minshew and Zach Moss and Josh Downs. Like it's just a random collection of guys, and Steichen's
What
just
happened to
somehow
Jonathan Taylor? Did he just like stub his toe again and couldn't play?
he was holding out because of the whole contract situation.
They got his contract. Now he can't play.
No, he's back now. But early in the year, he was
No, I
sitting on
think
the
he's out
sidelines.
again.
Just
I think he's out again.
No,
I
he's
think
back. He's back.
I think he's back this week.
He was out
I think
for like 3 weeks in the middle of the season, like game 6 to 9 or something. Nice.
Yeah,
well, he's a big difference. I mean, if they can give him the ball. Of course,
Yeah,
they
I
have Shane
think-
Steichen, who I can't root for as an Eagles guy.
He's
But
back.
Yeah, I think they're going to have Moss and Taylor this week. Taylor's not on the injury report. Moss got in 2 fulls, so he's probably good to go. And then they have the former Philadelphia Eagle Trey Sermon as well.
Oop.
So I don't know. The Colts offense isn't that bad. I mean, Minshew's all right. He's a little up and down, but the Colts offensive line has been pretty stout this year. It's keeping them in games. And then the Texans are solid. Will Anderson's been fantastic, like just an absolute home run with their other first round pick there. But I have a little bit of concern about this Texans offense. Their offensive line is just falling apart outside of Laramie Tunsil. So this will be interesting. I'm probably going to go with the Colts as well. And so I'll be on Billy's side with this one. As good as Stroud has been, I think like the loss of Tank Dell has been pretty massive, and the O line's falling apart a little bit. The Colts are just hanging in there, playing better ball week over week. So I'm going to go with the horseshoes. Yeehaw!
I never thought that the Texans were all that good, and I thought CJ was carrying them all year. But I have seen Gardner Minshew in some really big games lay a huge egg. I mean, he has choked several times down the stretch.
Big
Uh,
egg.
Yeah. So, but here's the difference. I don't think they have the defense that's going to upset him that much. I think he'll be successful against um, Texans defense. I think it's going to be a shootout. It's in a dome. You know, CJ has any time to throw, he's going to put some big numbers up. It's just whether one side can outlast the other one. I like CJ Stroud. I think he's good. I'm going to go with my original gut feeling at the beginning of the year, which is it's just not going to be enough. And unfortunately, Steichen's going to get into the playoffs if he wins this game. Now they're +1 at home, which is kind of telling me that people are leaning toward the Texans. But in a high-scoring game, I think I'm going to take the Colts at home. They took some really good games though. I mean, in recent years at home, they've really taken the gas pipe a couple of times. From Carson Wentz to some other things. So I wouldn't be surprised if they lose a home game in order to blow it. But yeah, let's go. I'm going to go with the Colts. So we got unanimous on that one, taking the home team. Surprise!
That's unanimous. That scares me.
I know,
That's a little
I know.
worrying.
I should have just gone with the Texans because I should have gone anti you guys. But I'm going to go to Colts.
Are we all maybe we're all just really smart?
No, it's the opposite. It's the
that's
CJ's
not
going to
it.
put up numbers, going to be 40-10, and that's going to be the end of it. So the Jags play the next important game for that AFC South. The Jags play the Titans. Titans have nothing to play for, except pride, if that means anything. And the Jags have everything to play for. So the question is, Bill, how's your boy Trevor going to do?
He's going to flop. He's going to play awful. He's going to choke on his own fear vomit.
Wow.
It's going to be rough. Texans have nothing and are still going to crush him.
So I'm not a fan. Not a Trevor Lawrence fan. We haven't been able to figure that out all year.
I know. I've been kind of on the fence. I'm going to lean away from Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
You're not going to go with your normal instinct of
Jags have something. No, seriously though, Jags have something to play for. Titans don't. Why would you bet on the Titans? Jags have, they have a tenacity as a team. I think they're well coached. I don't see why they don't win this game. And if you're Tennessee, I mean, you try to win every game, but to hell,
There's only one team that's played worse down the stretch, in my view, than the Jaguars, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's correct.
And but when I see that the Titans are at home, but they're giving away 3.5. That gives me pause. So I'm thinking that Trevor's not going to screw up this time, and that the Titans are going to want the draft pick more than they're going to want the win. I know that's going to be coming from upstairs because the players don't want to lose their job next year. But and that's what a lot of people say. A lot of people are like, "Oh, they're not playing for anything." No, these guys are playing for their jobs. I don't know about you, but if I'm playing for my job, I'm playing all out. Especially the last game of the year. It's nothing more than a scout game for some of these guys. So I'm putting everything I have into a game, especially at home. So anyway, that's my call. I think I'm gonna go. Hate to do this, but I'm gonna go with the Jags. Oh, there she is, jumping in, our special guest star,
Hello.
Grace Morton.
Who let
Another
Grace in?
Mark.
Oh wait, I did. Yeah, never mind.
Hello. I have to be quick. I'm in the middle of I'm making dinner, I'm cleaning the house, I'm waiting for people to deliver gifts.
Jeez,
Whoa.
doing your job there, Bill
I,
Martin
I see
Senior.
it's snowing where you are.
Oh yeah, I still have my Christmas backup. Hold on.
And here
That's
comes
all
Grace
right.
with the AccuWeather forecast. It's
Yes.
snowing.
We are
Grace, I
expecting
think
it
you were
around
looking for this background. That's the one.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Mark Davis's nose. Here, ready?
Mark.
I'll do him a favor. I'll give him a little swirly. Right there, you go, buddy.
All right. Before we get to Grace's pick, which we know are going to be the winning picks, Justin, you got to pick first because really the way it goes is that you don't get to lean on Grace every week like you want to. So let's
True.
hear what you had to say first.
Well, I'm confused now because I'm looking at NFL.com and I'm looking at CBSSports.com. One of them says that the Colts and Texans is a win in your end game, but the other one says if Indianapolis wins, they're in. But if Houston wins, they still need the Jacksonville loss. I'm confused. Now, I'm confused. I'm going to trust NFL.com. So just for the viewers at home, apparently, allegedly, Colts versus Texans, whoever wins is in. Again,
Okay.
allegedly, NFL.com. For the Jaguars at the Titans, which is the game we are currently talking about, Jacksonville is in. They clinched the AFC South title with a win. AKA they win and they're in. So
I'm not sure if there's another avenue for them to get in. I think they have to win to get in.
yeah, I think the other way it says Jacksonville clinches if they tie, and then Steelers lose, which would be awesome. I love rooting for ties in Week 18. If someone ties and that means another team gets in, that's just like the most fun
They
thing
happen
ever.
too. They happen.
Yeah. So the Jags, the Titans are such a mess. I think Levis probably starts again. He got in a limited. Christian Kirk just got activated, or his practice window just got activated, and he snuck in 2 limited practices this week. So Christian Kirk might be back, which would be a pretty big boost for the Jaguars offense. This one seems pretty straightforward. The Titans aren't very good. Problem is, like, the Jaguars also aren't very good. Their defense is just like an absolute disaster. Outside of Josh Allen, they have like almost nobody that is good. It's like Darius Williams and Josh Allen and the rest of their and Foye.
Non-quarterback Josh Allen, yes.
Yeah, non-quarterback Josh Allen. But yeah, the Jags have a couple pieces on defense, but just not enough. So like the Titans probably will be able to move the ball. This game comes down to Billy's boy, the Goldilocks and the Stooges, or whatever that is, Trevor Lawrence. Because he's been playing okay, but like he's he's round 1, pick 1, generational talent, Mr. Hoopla. He's got to put it together. Trevor Lawrence has to take the next step in his game. He's bad on third downs right now. He's throwing the ball away. He's taking bad sacks. He's not making plays down the field. His offensive line is a disaster, but I need to see more out of Trevor Lawrence, and I think Billy would agree.
Yeah. So he's going to go second half of the Chargers game. That's what you're looking for. Chargers playoff game last week, second half Jags. That's going to be true.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope so for them. I'm going to take the Titans in the points. I'm just going to go Titans 3.5. I'm going to trust that Vrabel's going to get his guys juiced up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw, he had a press conference the other day, and he like ripped the reporter's head off. The reporter's like, what are you even playing for in week 18? He's like, I hate losing. He's like, did I make that clear? I hate losing. I can't sleep, can't do anything. And then he goes to answer another question and then goes back to the guy, goes, did I make myself clear? I hate it. I hate it. So I don't know. I like Vrabes. I'm gonna stick with that.
Sounds like he's going to throw the game. That's a lot of compensation.
Listen, if I'm getting paid the kind of money these guys are getting paid, I'm with him. I don't want to lose. I don't care if it's one game. I don't care if it's the last game. Played plenty of sports for no compensation, and I played to win every game. So these guys, I don't want to hear anybody say, "Oh, it's the last game of the year. They're already packing their bags to go to Cabo San Lucas." I don't want to hear that. I don't think any of them are going to do that. So, but Jacksonville's got to win this game. I think it's a 3-point game. So if I had to take the number, I would take the Titans plus a 3.5. But I think Jacksonville wins on a field goal. Now, to find out who's really going to win, we need to go to our guru, Grace Martin. Now, Grace, you missed our first pick, so we're gonna let you, because we know you have to go. It's a quick spot for you. We're gonna let you pick all of the games on the slate today. All 4 games on the slate. So now the Jaguars and the Titans. Okay. Who's your pick?
Jaguars. Easy pick for me.
Why is that?
Wow.
What? Well, their name is much cooler. Jaguars. What even are the Titans? No, not cool. Not even close enough to the Jaguars. I'll take Trevor Lawrence and his weird hair. Got great uniforms, like the blue color. They're in.
All right. I like the pick. I like the strategy. Okay. Now, here's a tough one. The Colts versus the Texans. That's basically the horse versus the cowboy. Which one are you going to go with?
Colts, easy. I mean, it's in the name. We got the animal. I could never go for anything that could remotely be like a cowboy. Again,
they got a horseshoe on their helmet. How crass is that? It's a horseshoe.
Doesn't matter. It does not matter. The Colts are going to win this. Like I said, the vibes are pointing this way.
All right. Well, here's where it starts getting dicey. The Buffalo Bills are playing the Miami Dolphins. That's our next game on the slate. Now, I'm not even sure what a Buffalo Bills is. Okay. I don't even know how you get that mascot.
Yeah, I had to give you that one. The Buffalo Bills is a stupid name.
But the Dolphins just got emasculated last week. Your Dolphins got emasculated last week by the Baltimore Ravens. They got embarrassed. But they're going home, right? They're going home to the sanctity of the fish tank. And who's going to win that? The Bills or the Dolphins?
Well, honestly, it looks like everything's pointing in the Dolphins' favor. I mean, they're going to be home. I didn't watch that game last week, so I didn't watch them lose. So as far as I'm concerned, they're still doing very well. And
so, like out of sight, out of mind. Exactly. You just cut them out.
And the Buffalo Bills sounds dumb. So the Dolphins are taking this one.
It is probably one of the dumbest names in all the NFL, the Buffalo Bills.
It's named after Buffalo Bill. But
Buffalo Bill Cody, yeah.
But he's not plural. But he's not plural. Why would he be the Bills?
That's a very good point.
They're not one person. They're a team. You ever heard of being a team?
Yeah, but you don't have
the podcast. This podcast right here, which has nothing but Bills on it. There's no plural in Bills.
They cloned him, Dad.
It's Bills with a Z at the end.
It's even worse. All right, Grace, we're going to move you on to our last game that you have to pick. Actually, there's 2 last games. The Eagles and the Giants.
Eagles are going to win.
Against the Giants? This is the bottom of the NFC East right now. It's the Eagles and the Giants the way they're playing it. So you're sure you want to go with the Eagles?
Yes.
In New York?
All right. Yes.
And that's based primarily...
I just can't not go for the Eagles.
Okay. Not that you're a homer.
No, but I'm here for their redemption arc. They can be better. I can fix them.
I like the force is strong with you. And then the last one, Cowboys Commanders. Now they're playing in Washington. Hopefully, the last year ever of the name Commanders. And last year they pulled off a 26-6 stunner at home last game of the year. Is it happening again?
Yes.
What? You
Um,
would pick the uniform of the Commanders over the Cowboys stout blue and silver?
well, I do have to tell you, this one is a bit of a wild card for me, but and it does go against my entire way of deciding these games. And yes, is the Commanders a stupid name? Yes. Do they have kind of dumb uniforms? Also, yes. Can I name a single player on their team? No.
You're like
But
most of the NFL.
yes,
Nobody can name it.
but I
Sam
refuse.
Howell, the only one who could do is honorary Bill Martin's guy, Sam Howell, Justin's favorite player.
Don't know who that is.
He's cute. You'd like him.
Really? Wait, real quick.
You have
What's
to
his
dig
name?
into him. He's
Let's
probably
do
the
a
only thing you
live-
could grab once.
Live Google search. Actually, no, Grace. You have to do it on you have to do it on Bing because we're sponsored by Bing.
Are we really? That's so funny.
Mhm.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
kind of cute.
Is that the basis of your instinctive decision that the Commanders are going to have the world's biggest upset?
He's a cutie. Yeah, exactly.
All
Well,
right.
they won last year, so they'll do it again. And I just refuse to root for the Cowboys. So the Commanders are taking this one.
Sounds good to me. All right. Thank you for joining us with your expertise. We will continue to expect an 80% plus with your predictions, and have a great time doing your homework.
Thank you very much. Good to see you, boys.
Good to see you
All right,
too. See
girl.
ya.
Good to see you.
Justin, what are we going to do with the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins? Does Miami have a chance to rebound from that drubbing last week?
Oof. Why are you asking me all the hard questions? Oh.
Look at Philly's background. Is that the Colts Texans game?
It's a Buffalo Bill.
Oh, that is not a Buffalo Bill. That's Yosemite Sam, but it's a good one. Listen, I look at this game pretty simply. Miami's really good at home. They don't have Waddle, who's one of my favorite unsung heroes. They have Tyreek Hill, but I think Buffalo's on a roll. I think Buffalo's going to win this game, win the division, and Miami's going to be embarrassed. Something about Miami in the last 5 years that they're not winners, and I don't know what it is. So I just feel that Buffalo's peaking, Miami's going the other direction. I just don't think Tua is going to be able to rely totally on Tyreek Hill. So I think Buffalo wins this game. Justin? Bill?
Yeah, this is
Good
basically
game.
for the AFC East, right, Bill? This is it.
Yeah.
This
This is literally this. If this game was last year, we'd be kind of like I feel like we'd be kind of freaking out. Or if this was like game one, like if this was like the first game of the year, everyone would be psyched on it.
Yep.
I mean,
I would lay
agree
the points on this game too because I didn't even know this, but Buffalo's -2.5.
yeah.
So it's going to be close at the end, but
Hard to play away. It's hard to play away in Miami's field, though. Really tough game to play. Miami home.
it's a road playoff game right now. That's all it is. This is a road playoff game.
But I mean, Miami is downtrending. Bills are on the way up. They're figuring their team out. Ugh. Might come down to like the mistakes quarterbacks make. Is Josh Allen going to be a turnover machine? Is is Tua going to find his guys? I mean, you can't argue that Dolphins offense, I don't care how bad they played last game. You can't argue that they're just lethal. Every single game they're lethal. Doesn't matter. They're just you got too much there. But this is a toss up. You got to pick your favorite team here. I don't know. I want to hear what Justin has to say before I make my pick.
A dangerous game. I'm going to lead you down the wrong path, probably. Now the Bills are like the Bills have always just been good. Like they've been good all year. They've had their ups and downs. Like I'm not going to say like they've been Super Bowl bound the entire year. Like they've obviously had their struggles, but like despite the win-loss record, like they played well in like almost every single game. And they had a couple hiccups and they had a couple bounces not go their way, but they lost a bunch of one-score games. They lost a bunch of like kind of fluky games, and now they've put together a string of wins, and everyone's like, ah, crap! Like the Bills are actually really good. It's like they've kind of just been good the whole year. They just the win-loss record was very very against them in that regard. Um, Josh Allen's like he's just like out of control right now. I would vote for him for MVP today. He is playing absolutely out of his mind. Like the offensive line's like decent, kind of average. And even if you go across like the board of his skill position players, like sure he has Stephon Diggs, but it's like you throw on Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, Kincaid's been solid, like Knox stinks. Josh Allen is like single handedly just absolutely taking this Bills offense to the next level. James Cook has helped, like for sure. But this Dolphins defense is so banged up. Like now, no Bradley Chubb, no Jalen Phillips. So they basically
Loss
have
of Chubb
lost.
is huge. The loss of Chubb is huge.
Yeah, they're in trouble now. Xavier Howard's out too, so like they're going to be playing Eli Apple. Like Eli Apple's horrible, one of the worst draft picks in New York Giants history. I just don't think the Dolphins can get many stops. The other side though, it's like the Dolphins' offense is a wagon. Like Bill said, it's like it's so lethal. Like the Dolphins' offense is unbelievable. And although the Bills have started to get like the Bills are resurging for sure, like then the corner duo, like bringing in Rasul Douglas has been an absolute home run. Christian Benford, Villanova, go Cats, has also been great, and they have a great pass rush. So it's like this Bills team's like just peaking, like at the right time, and all of the
Yep.
parts that you need to win a Super Bowl: elite quarterback, decent run game, good skill position players, and then a great pass rush and a couple decent guys in the secondary. They have everything. Probably
Yeah.
Sean McDermott's an idiot and uses terrorists as motivation for his team. So just on that reason alone, I'm going with the Dolphins.
I'm sorry.
Did you not hear about that?
No. Can
Oh
you
yeah.
elaborate?
Oh yeah. You don't even want to
He
know. His
he
motivational speech.
he used it. He used a this was a couple years ago, I think. He used the terrorists on 9/11 as motivation. He said his message was that they need to communicate like the terrorists on 9/11 communicated, and he was like trying to use that as like a
With the
motivating.
efficiency of the 9/11 attacks. That was his
Point was how they communicated efficiently, and not the best idea.
It's like you can just flip it to the other guys. Like you can flip it to us and talk about like the U.S.'s communication. Don't talk about the terrorists. I mean, what are we
That's
doing
like
here?
it's like preaching the efficiency of the German Nazi regime. It's just something you don't do,
You just don't do it.
regardless.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's
Isn't
just
that bad? Isn't
yeah,
that so
it's,
bad?
it's really
Efficient
bad.
communication and effective execution comparison of 9/11. That is horrible.
Aren't you glad you waited for me to give you the rundown before you made your
But
pick?
did it work?
You might.
Now they're on a winning streak. It
What do
worked.
you mean did it work? I think McDermott just came out on Epstein's list today. Did it work?
What's
You
your
might have
pick,
to
Bill?
cut-
You didn't
might have
pick
to
now.
cut that one out. But
The Bills. I'm scared not to.
my God, that backfired.
All right. So we got two Bills and we got a Dolphin. All right, and Grace picked the Dolphins, so we're split on that one. All right, we're gonna go with our last game of the week, and we're gonna end the regular season on Justin Ricciardi's favorite team, the New York Giants, hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I'm gonna start off this one by saying that I saw a meme the other day that talked about the Ravens, and the Ravens, when they won their last Super Bowl, had dropped 5 of their last 6 going into the playoffs, including their last game of the year. I hope that doesn't happen to the Eagles, meaning that they drop their last game of the year to go into the playoffs. But I don't doubt that this game is going to be closer than it was last time, which was unnecessarily close. I still think the Eagles are a better team. I don't know if they're going to right the ship or not. I don't think they could stop me running through the hole, let alone stop any professional running back going through the hole.
Yeah, but
Justin,
you're elite.
I am elite. At age 60, I still got my legs. But is there any chance that the Giants win this game?
Sadly, yes. I don't really know how, but you guys stink. So
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor is like a actual decent quarterback. The Giants skill guys are it's so like Wan'Dale Robinson's been like good. Saquon is whatever, but it's like our offensive line is so historically bad. Like let's go to let's see what PFF has as like the grading for the so Andrew Thomas is the 23rd best tackle out of 84 in the league. Okay, cool. 73.8 grade, solid. Justin Pugh out of 79 guards is number 76. Okay. Ben Bredesen out of 79 guards is number 75. So we have the fourth worst and the fifth worst guards in the entire league. Am I doing
But is
that
that
right?
going to translate into an Eagle sack? Because I don't.
Yeah,
They
it
got
has
sacked
to.
9 times before that in the last game. They got one.
It just has to. And John Michael Schmitz, the lowest rated center in the entire league, and then we're also going to be starting Matt Pert on at right tackle, who's like abysmal. Like if you guys don't win this game, I'm not kidding. If you don't win this game, you guys are the worst team in NFL history because you have Sweat, Carter, Fletcher Cox, and Hassan Reddick going up against those guys. Like if you guys don't win this game, there's something seriously wrong. I mean, you already know there's something seriously wrong because your secondary is absolutely horrendous. James Bradbury is washed. Keely Ringo is playing just mid football. Avonte Maddox is getting shredded like cheese. And then you have like Shaq Leonard playing linebacker now. The guy's like 55 years old. He hasn't been on a team in a couple of years. Like this defense is abysmal. And then honestly, I'm starting to fall into this whole Brian Johnson needs to go parade because I've been watching their games and I'm like, oh my god, like this offense makes no sense. Like we're throwing screens to AJ Brown with Devonta Smith as the lead blocker. We have like DeAndre Swift trying to run up the middle. Like he's not an up the middle guy. He's an off tackle, speed space. Like it makes zero sense. The Eagles are absolutely screwed. I don't understand what's wrong with this team. I mean, I do. It's like you lost Steichen, you lost Gannon. Both sides of the ball are abysmal. Sirianni has no idea what's going on. You guys suck. Like the Eagles suck. So that's why I'm worried that the Giants might win this week. I'd be confident if we were playing a
For the
somewhat
draft pick.
capable team.
Because you want the draft pick.
Of course, yeah. We've already sabotaged ourselves enough. I don't even know where we're picking right now. Let me see.
Well,
If I
I
started
got
the
to I got to
draft,
tell you, I was looking at this. You're totally right when it comes to the fact that what team gets two rookie coordinators? They
We're
have
just not
a rookie.
coached. We're a
It's-
team without a coach. If anyone wants to know what sport needs coaching the most, it's the NFL. Case in point, this team. This team has no coach. Nick Sirianni must have delegated his entire coaching last year. Okay, so now he doesn't know what to do because last year he delegated anything. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. So he can't micromanage them, So he can't micromanage both sides of the ball at the same time. And he has two rookies who are not just rookies, but bad. They're both
Their
rookies.
play calling on the offensive end is horrendous. They choke in the 3-minute drill. There are 3 games in a row where they've had the ball and they're moving it, and they would have simply been able to run the clock out with good play calls. And I'm not talking about throwing the ball down the field. I'm talking about good conservative play call passing to get a first down and run the damn clock out. 3 games in a row, 3 wins. They call plays that my grandfather used to complain about. Why are they running into the guy in the middle of the pack where everybody's standing? That applies when there's 8 men in the box. I mean, it's there's no continuity on the offense. There's everyone takes a long route. It's the offense is the problem. The defense stinks, but the offense has been in a position to win 3 games in a row, and they've choked. You've got to win that game. You've got to know what side of your team is going to be your winning side. That's the offense, and they didn't do it. And so, I think the Eagles win this game. I think the Giants are just horrendous. I think they get a couple of sacks if
You
they
guys suck
actually
too.
play. What's that?
You guys suck too.
Why? Oh, the Eagles? I know they're terrible.
No, not you guys. The Eagles.
Yeah, no, I think the Eagles are terrible. I do
Yeah.
think though they'll be able to get stops. The only thing that really worries me about this game is Saquon, because the Eagles
Oh.
offense, the Eagles defense, I got a new nickname for them, the cellophane curtain. Okay, because that's what their defensive line is right now when it comes to running the ball. I mean, that you just go right through that shit and it goes right 5-6 yards every time they run the ball up the middle. Those front guys on the run are done. They hit that wall and they just were completely annihilated after like 12 games. After the 49ers game, they've just collapsed in the middle. And they just people run the ball crazily on them. They can't stop anybody. So I think it's going to be a closer game than whatever the line is. If the Giants are getting more than a touchdown, I'm taking the Giants with the points. I think the Eagles win the game, but I just don't I don't think it matters anyway. So, Bill, what's your pick on the game?
Our defense stinks. Our
Oh,
secondary is terrible. If there is 0% chance that we can hold up against any serious offense in this league, there's just no way. We need a serious revamp, but I'm a little worried. Also, historically, playing the same team twice within 3 weeks is really, really not good. I mean, I don't know if we're going to win this because the Giants too, like you guys aren't going to throw this game. Justin, you know you're not going to throw this game because
I sure hope so, though.
but you're not because you have to win this game. You have to beat the Eagles. It's like us. If we stink, we still want to beat the Cowboys. So if
we win, we might drop to like 9. Like we have the 5th pick overall right now. If we win, maybe we can't drop as far as 9. Maybe we go to 8. But it's like I'm really not trying to drop out of the 5 spot. To be quite honest with you, even the 5 spot sucks. We're in the freaking 2 spot the entire year. We could have had the leftovers of Caleb Williams or Drake May, and those leftovers is like a $700 million filet mignon steak. That's what those leftovers are. And now we're going to be stuck picking a wide receiver. We're going to grab Malik Neighbors, and we're not going to have a quarterback again. Daniel Pennies is going to come back under center, screw the whole thing up. We're going to grab like Joe Alt and throw him on the right side where he doesn't belong, and then he's going to stink. The Giants are a disaster. Eagles alternate line minus 34.5.
Well, I'm really concerned about Saquon. Actually,
great to me right now.
I think Saquon might play this week, though, Bill. I mean, he actually may just decide he's going to get his first 100-yard game of the year.
Future Eagles running back.
He knows he knows that people will love him if he beats the Eagles. I mean, I think the average fan wants to see the Giants beat the Eagles. I 4.5 on the Giants part looks pretty good. That, like you said, 3-point win by the Eagles. You still win that bet. It could be a good emotional hedge for me. So I think I'm going to lean on that. Giants 4.5.
Giants 4.5. Is this the most embarrassing thing you're thinking of right now?
Yeah, it's shameful.
The Giants, who are on the Tyrod Taylor is on the retread list, and they have no offensive line. They were sacked 9 times in one game, and this is a team that's supposed to play with the Eagles and at 4.5. It's embarrassing. I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole. I mean, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
But you have to.
Well, listen. Here's why I wouldn't touch this game. First of all, the Eagles have been up, 20-6, 21-6 in 2 straight games. Right? They might actually put together a second half, and the game could end up 42-12. I mean, it could be that way. It really could.
You guys lost to the Cardinals.
I know. I know. It was one of the most humiliating losses. Although I've lived many humiliating Eagle losses, but and this
Cardinals.
it's like the cellophane defense. That's what happened. This right through them, cut right through them, and it was all running the ball. They ran the ball in the second half, down 15 points, and shredded that defense. Now that's the whole thing. If you're playing the Eagles, I would like to say there's a game plan about beating the Eagles, and that is keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket and run the ball down their throat. Except you can pass the ball down their throat. Okay, you can do anything on this defense. Anything. You run the ball for 6 yards, then throw the ball for 6 yards, and go right down the field with no one stopping you. And you might as well get the third down because they're 75% giving you the first down on the third down. So
It's hard.
it's the most remarkable thing I've ever seen, a team going 10-1 and having this bad of a defense at the end of the year. The only thing you can remind me of is the Richie Kotite years when Richie Kotite had the Eagles out to like a 7-2, head of the NFC East, and then lost every single game coming home. This team's better than that. I thought these coaches were better than that, but I don't know. They got to do something different. Whatever they're doing, it ain't working.
So what's your pick for this game?
What I have to pick the game. Pick this game.
Because I just picked the Giants plus 4.5, and I hate myself. So you better pick.
Eagles going to win by a field goal. So if I have to play the game, Giants plus the points. Eagles are going to win. It's going to be
You did not just say that.
That was hard to say, wasn't it? Can you say it one more time for the audience?
No, I can't say it again.
We're recording, right? So that's on tape. That's on tape. Cool, great.
Yeah.
It will not come out. The Giants are going to keep this close. There's going to be a good chance that they win at the end, like the last time. So, there was not that there was
Giants right now.
Well, that last pass that Tyrod threw that was picked off, not that number 32 from the Eagles threw the guy out of bounds in the back of the end zone when they were crying at the end of the game. But he did. So there's a good chance that there was a pass interference that would have tied that game up. But
so hear me out. This is what I want the Eagles to do. I want them. This is what they should be doing tomorrow. They should be going to you and the fourth member of this podcast who is no longer shall be named. Okay.
The person who shall not be named.
They should be going to them and saying, hey, what USFL players are really good? I don't think there's any issue with signing someone from a different league onto their team, right? Like I think it's just better than what we have.
Cowboys have the best kicker in the league right now, and he was a USFL player.
Just bring him on. There's no issues with signing him from different teams and stuff from different league. He was a guy at a bar. He just walked on the field.
A guy in a bar will be able to stop the run better than the Eagles did the last week. So, I mean, Ndamukong Suh could come off his couch and stop the run better than we've got. I'm surprised they haven't picked him up.
I know. Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they going and finding a USFL coach that wants a shot at the NFL?
I don't know. Well, next year we better have new coaches. But right now, barely picking the Eagles to win in a close game. Justin, did you pick this game honestly, or did you just want the
Eagles minus 34.5.
Oh, that's a fair one. All right, we're gonna go with the bonus pick right now because Grace picked it. Cowboys, the Commanders. Okay, now they go into Washington with absolutely one team having nothing to play for. Their coach is on the way out. The players on that team are terrible. They've already sold their best players in Chase Young and Sweat to other teams. And Sam Howell has been sacked and pressured more than any quarterback in the history of the game, I think. And the Cowboys are coming in. They're minus 13 last I looked.
Yep.
Any shot of a repeat of last year. Just
no.
Yeah, snowstorm is the only opportunity.
The Commanders, they're abysmal. They're so bad that they're making me yawn. And when Howell played Dallas back in like week, was that 10, 11? Like he played horribly against Dallas last time they played. I don't really expect anything different here. Ron Rivera, thank God he's finally going to be out. He's an absolute moron. Maybe Bieniemy takes over. But yeah, it's a dumpster fire over there in Washington. It's more about like how much does Dallas keep their foot on the pedal here, because you can very well see them getting up to a big lead and then just resting guys in the second half.
That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. I was a little nervous about that because if the, 13 points, so they got to be winning by 2 touchdowns, but they could get some chippy touchdown in the fourth quarter after they've pulled them. They're like, yeah, whatever. Or they get a field goal at the end, make it 10-point game. I don't know. 13 points, and I think Dallas going to come out and score 24 points in the first quarter. Something ridiculous like that.
Wow.
It's just not even worth. It's not even worth putting money on the game because you're just going to be. Nobody's going to watch this game. Who's going to watch this game?
Sam Howell's parents.
Sam Howell's. No, they should not watch this game.
No, if they want to
Their
see,
son gets CTE. It's going to be terrible.
there's a good chance the man's going to have a head injury in this game.
Yeah, this is a really bad game for them to watch. In fact, we should cut their cable. I don't know. I mean, like, there's actually no one except for like zealot Cowboys fans from the greater Philadelphia area that will ever watch this game. The only reason they watch it is to compare it to the Giants-Eagles game and then go talk to us about how much better their team is.
They played in November, and did you see the score? 45-10. It wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't even a football game. It was a destruction.
If we
And
lose, the Cowboys
it was
win, what happens?
10-point. It was a 10-point game, by the way, at halftime. The Cowboys annihilated them in the fourth quarter. It was if the Eagles win and the Cowboys lose, Eagles win the division. So the Cowboys have everything to play for,
But
and
what
the
if
Commanders have nothing to play.
if the Cowboys win and we lose, what happens?
Nothing. We're still the fifth seed. The Eagles are fifth seed. So it doesn't.
Do they win the division if they win this game?
Yes.
Okay,
They have to win this. They have to win this game, not tie it. Win this game. So
No, I don't think anyone's worried about a tie. I think, well, with that information, they have to win. They might not let off the gas.
no, they're not going to let the gas off. They can't afford to.
Yeah. I don't know.
So listen, last year was
On news, Dalvin Cook just got signed by the Ravens, but he stinks, so it doesn't matter.
Dalvin Cook
Breaking.
signed by the Ravens.
He stinks.
Well, who would know? They didn't hand him the ball this year.
That's the indictment itself.
Well,
I think he's got skill. His brother's good.
True.
is that his brother?
He goes crazy in the playoffs.
Dalvin Cook's rested. He's got good legs. Who signed him? You said?
The Ravens.
Oh man, what a pickup! That could revive his career.
That's actually great for him. Happy for him.
That is good for him.
Calvin. We got a round of applause. Excited for you, man.
That's a good pickup. He's got a great offensive line. Just give somebody a rest. Knock off 6-7 yards and carry. Bring that resume home. All right. So I am taking this pick. Commanders plus the points.
Wow.
Because
I'll go on that with you.
it's
You just baited the
13
crap out of me.
points. It's 13 points. Cowboys are going to get up big. Cowboys are going to cruise. Commanders are going to, pull the old, let's get a couple things. It's going to end up being a 7-8 point game at the end. Ron Rivera is going to make a couple stupid plays, couple stupid decisions during his last game as the Commanders coach. But I don't think it's a 45-10 game. I think it's going to be closer than that. Some people are paying for their jobs. So that's it. That's my pick. Commanders plus the points.
I'm fading you guys. I think that's not this year's Dallas. What was that score, Justin, when they played the Giants?
A lot to a little. We're fading you, Billy. We're fading you, so
it's fine. I mean, just think about it though. They have a lot to play for. Washington has nothing to play for. And these guys are still, like you said, playing for their jobs. They're still playing hard. I don't think they want to. What if they do lose and the Eagles lose as well? So that's the only thing that stopped them. They lost to Commanders? Hell no. They want to finish strong. I think Dallas is finishing strong. They're going to beat the piss out of them.
I can't even say that there's a chance they're going to win like they did last year, or if the Cardinals could beat the Eagles, that these guys could beat the Cow. I'm not even going to go there. There's no chance that the Commanders win this game. Zero.
0%.
No, there's zero chance.
They
And
shouldn't
if
show up.
you would have to give me like plus 400 odds on this game to bet on the Commanders to win the game. But I just so many points in a meaningless game to the Commanders that they'll mop up. So you and me, Justin, Commanders.
Sounds good to me.
I know it's horrible. It's horrible. But I get to
root against the Cowboys, which is just
par for the course. And Billy, you sell out. You get to root for the Cowboys to win big.
Bad week for me. Just terrible week.
All right.
Are we doing a prop
That's it.
bet?
Oh, we got to have our prop bet special of the week. All right. Listen, here we go with the squeaky wheel gets the oil this time. A.J. Brown on the over. I don't even know what his number is. Probably 80. But I'm going with A.J. getting 100 yards this time around. They're going to throw the ball to him. He's the only one that steps up. Devontae may or may not play. He's hurt. So my pick is A.J. Brown, take the over, has a good game, carries Eagles on his back, and there you go. Prop bet, Billy?
So it's a game we didn't talk about.
Ooh.
The Vikings-Lions, I think Jahmyr Gibbs over 50 yards. Lions at home. Just saying.
Yeah, Lions should win that game. They should. But
honorable mention, shout out Lions for winning last weekend. No one can tell me different.
So you mean the NFL cheat game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Worst call in the history of the NFL.
Lion
I love
Gate.
how Brad Allen doubled down on saying number 70 reported, even though number 70 never spoke to him. The cheapest thing ever. That guy has no integrity. All he had to do
Brad
was come
Allen's
out.
a loser. He is a loser.
I want them to go with the NFL all mic'd up. They have mics everywhere. They have those phone microphones that zero in on every conversation. I guarantee you that the person who checked in is on one of those mics. It's on one of those things. It'll be buried. No one will hear about it. But that 68 reported, 70 didn't say a word, and Allen just screwed it all up and wasn't a man about it. Didn't own up to it. That's embarrassing for the league and referees and for his career. He should man up and say it. He should say, I looked at the film and I got the number wrong.
In 10 years, it'll be on ESPN.
He should say it. I looked at the film and I got the numbers wrong. Mea culpa. But he doesn't have the guts to do that. So that was embarrassing. That really changed the playoff picture in the NFC.
Yeah.
And right now, Detroit should be the two.
Like Watergate, it's Lionsgate.
It is Lionsgate, right? And you know what? I like the eyeballs. That's a nice look. I think that the Lions would be the 2 seed. Eagles would be tied with the Cowboys. The Eagles would end up being the 3rd seed if they somehow miraculously beat the Giants. Instead, they give a gift to the Cowboys of the 2 seed. The 2 seed. So the Lions are going to have to go play in Dallas again. It's horrible. Disaster. All right. Justin, final words. We need your prop bet.
I'm awake. You've awakened me for my prop bet, which is Josh Downs over 17.5 yards for his longest reception, minus 105.
Who does he play for?
Who is that?
Josh Downs is rookie wide receiver for the Colts.
Oh, I thought it would be like your neighbor that's going to play on the Giants this week.
Oh, good one. Over 17.5, longest reception.
So do you think that Tyrod's going to get knocked out in the first quarter? We'll get to see Tommy
Dude,
Cutlets
if
one more
Tommy
time?
Cutlets comes on the TV, I'm turning it off. I'll tell you that for
I'm
sure.
turning
Come
it on.
on. I
I'm
love
turning.
Tommy Cutlets.
I love
I'm-
Tommy Cutlets.
I'm turning it
Tom-
off. If
Tommy Cutlets is the best thing that happened to the Giants the entire year. Tommy Cutlets.
True. That is factually accurate.
What happened to Saquon?
His last
Like a
game as a
hamstring?
Giant this weekend. That's all that matters. There's so many guys. Last game as a Giant this weekend. I'm never gonna have to say Saquon's name ever again. The Eagles might
Why?
get him. Who
I
cares?
hope
Because
we
he's
get him.
gone after this year.
I hope we get
Why
him.
would
He
the Eagles
sucks.
take him?
The Eagles are dumb, and they
So
would
we can
take
get rid of
him.
Kenneth Gainwell.
The Eagles will never take Saquon because they'll never pay big money for a running back. It's not a
Of course
position
they'll
that they
take
pay
money.
big money for.
I'm done. Giants Eagles. I'm done. I'm at my quota today. My
All right.
mental. I can't handle another discussion about this football team this year. This offseason is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to them. I can't
The
do
one
it.
thing you have going for you is you have Tyrod at quarterback, and then
Nothing. There's
you have a
nothing going for
sieve
us.
for an offensive line.
Nothing.
It's just right. And then the Eagles, as I call them, cellophane curtain, right? So this game could go anywhere.
I
Anyway.
want to lose by 7. I want this to send a message that we can't get away with putting out a team like this. There should be legal repercussions for putting out a team like this.
The Eagles going to prove you wrong and let you win this game. The Eagles will probably want a better draft pick. This is going to be the Doug Peterson Bowl.
Defamation.
All right.
Week 18 is going to be known as the Doug Peterson Bowl, where the Eagles put in their second string quarterback in the second half.
At this rate,
now,
I might not even be back for the playoff pod at this rate. You guys are making me talk about the Giants this much. I might just take next week off.
Let me guarantee you one thing. The Eagles look up and that scoreboard says 35-0 Dallas at the half. I guarantee you that Jalen Hurts sits out the second half and that you win the game. Guarantee you that. Because if they're absolutely killing Washington and there's no chance that Washington's going to come back, they're not going to risk Jalen Hurts. He's not playing. He's not seeing the light of day. So then Tommy Cutlets and the Giants come in and win the game. And you drop from 5 to 10 on the draft picks.
Thank you all for listening to the show. Thank you all for listening to the show this week. I will not be back next week.
That's our show for this week. Hopefully we'll have all 3 out of 4 guys and our special guest, Grace Martin, for our playoff predictions starting next week, wild card weekend. But great show, fellas. That's right. Great show, fellas. Thanks again. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Giant. Let me hear it, Ron. Let me hear it. Come on, Justin.
Football.
No, you got to say go Birds because you won the draft pick.
Never. Football.
Good try.
All right, guys. Later.